What's up, guys? ThatKidRBM back again with another video, and today should be the day that we get V2 running again. So I'm not sure if I showed it on camera. I don't think I did, but I ended up picking up the injectors back from Fabi, so shout out to him. He said that one of them did need a cleaning, so hopefully everything is good there. Other than that, shout out to Garrett, because he got me a grommet that I was missing, the one that was leaking. So I have that valve cover grommet now, so I'm going to install that. Obviously I have to take the valve cover off. I ended up getting a OEM valve cover gasket, so I got to take that off. I got to take the stud that I broke out, put the new stud in, put the new gasket on the valve cover, obviously Honda bond the corners, clean everything off, and then after that it's going to be installing the injectors on the fuel rail, putting the fuel rail on. And what else do I got to do? I JB welded the transmission casing just for now, so I can get the car to the shop without everything leaking out. So hopefully that's good. What I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna make sure it's physically sealed, like make sure there's nothing else visible open. What I did was I put white tape over, just so the JB weld didn't go inside the transmission. I used the like Weld seal, whatever, the aluminum one, I guess, or steel, whatever. But like I'm saying, I'm going to make sure that there's no physical holes that I can see. I'm going to fill up the transmission with fluid, because obviously some went out. After I fill it up, after the car is complete up and running, I'll turn the car on, run through the gears, and then I'll check if it's leaking. If it is leaking, from there, I'll just clean it up again, and I have a little bit of extra of JB Weld. After that's done, the car should be good to get on the floor, and then it should be good to go. So, without further ado, let's go outside. Gotta put my shoes on and let's get to work. Right now it is 11:32. I have a photo shoot at 2 and at 4 p.m. So I'm gonna try to finish latest by 1. So let's see if we can get it done in an hour and a half. Let's go. All right, so before we get too into things, let's just kind of go over everything. ThatKidRBM carbon fiber half pressure hood struts. But anyways, we got everything taken apart right here. So I'm actually gonna start with the bottom of the car first, or I actually gotta start with this. Oof, I gotta start with that first. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna start with the valve cover, but let me just go in here and try to get at a good angle, because it's really hard to see if you're not at the right angle. Okay, so it might be hard to see, but let me see if I can focus it right there. As you can see right there, that's a lot of JB Weld. So I ended up putting a lot, because I was like, you know what? Let me just cover it all. But there it is. I'll insert the picture again of the hole that I made, because I'm an idiot. But right here, we got some extra fluid for whenever we're ready to go. Brake cleaner. I already ended up cleaning everything, because obviously there was fluid everywhere. But let me start with taking the cowl piece off, and then from there we can pretty much take the valve cover off. So I'm gonna have to, almost forgot, I have to get the AN wrench. I have the 10s over there, and then obviously the grommet broke off. The car's kind of high, but let me just put the camera, I think right here is a good position for you guys. You guys can see my shell in the background. I put the hood just laying on it, the hood from obviously this car, but it matches. It's another Tafita white. So you guys are gonna stay right here, and y'all gonna see me work. You know, I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, okay, I gotta put the wipers up, and it's gonna prime. It's whatever. I'll clean that off. I literally knew it was gonna prime the fuel, but I'm like, you know what, whatever, I'll just clean it. Alright, so I paused the video because the way that the MDP hardware is made, you can't fit like a 3/8 10mm. You have to use a 1/4 inch 10mm, because it's so like narrow. And then for the back, obviously I need an extension, but the thing is that with my 3/8 ratchet and the adapter and the extension, it doesn't fit under the cowl. and I can't find my 1/4 inch just normal ratchet. I'm gonna look for it again. But yeah, because this is the setup you have to use. For the back ones, you have to use a small extension and then the 10mm quarter, because the 3/8 one are just a little bit thicker. So let me see if I can find my 1/4 inch little ratchet wrench, whatever you want to call it. Alright guys, so I wasn't able to find an extended 10 quarter, and I wasn't able to find the 1/4 inch ratchet. I'm gonna try one more time or 2 more times with this, cause like, that's fine. Oh, just know we made it work. We made it work. Well, I'm going the wrong way, but okay, that works. I'm an idiot. Don't worry guys, I'm an idiot. There's barely any clearance. That's what we were talking about with these K24s. Okay, see? I'm gonna have to go like this. Split it. And then snake it in. Literally the perfect amount of space. This one's easier, there's more clearance. But yeah, that's why we cut the vent tag off. You guys are gonna see when I lift the valve cover, there isn't gonna be too much space. Alright, so now that all of the hardware is removed, we can finally take the valve cover off. And once we take it off, I gotta clean everything up, make sure everything is nice to go, and I'll put the new cover on. So pop that up. Literally the perfect amount of clearance right there. Big shout out to Garrett. This should be the correct one that I need right here. So if you guys did need the part number, I'm not sure if you guys can see. Oh nice, it says Garrett right there. But part number right there. I don't know if y'all can see, I don't know if it's focusing, but whatever. If it's not, I'll just comment it down below if someone asks. So let's get to work. Okay, I'm not gonna lie guys, my biggest downfall with these cars is torque spec. I just don't know. 1 ugga dugga, 2 ugga dugga, maybe that's good enough. Maybe no ugga duggas. I'm just obsessed with using the impact, and that's why I messed up my car. But I promise you guys, like this one was leaking, and I literally did like not even a 1/4 turn and it broke. So that's why I was like, okay, I gotta get a new grommet, because I thought it was leaking because it was loose. Verification. Yes sir, boys, we are good to go. Alright guys, so now that everything is clean, I know that I have to put Honda on the corners. I'm not gonna lie, I've never was the one to do that. So I think I'm just gonna send it. I know I was told to be a little generous, so we'll see. After I put the valve cover on, I'll clean everything off. Now I'm gonna replace the cover gasket. So let's take the old one off. I had like a, I don't know what you call it. I had like an AutoZone one. Like that's an OEM one that just came off. But I had an AutoZone one and I was gonna like put it on. I'm like, bro, you know what? I think it was like 20 something bucks for an OEM. So I'm like, yeah, let me just go OEM. Just real quick. This is flaking. This is a used valve cover. I don't know if y'all can see it, but the edges are flaking. Well, whatever. So here's the new seal. That is the correct part number. But gotta put this new one on. Only one way to find out is by putting it on. Oh yeah, fits like a glove, as it should. OEM for the win. And I didn't want those Felpro. I didn't want the blue, or you know what I mean? The Felpro, that's just blue. Alright, all good to go. So we gotta slip it on the back side. Yeah guys, it got too hot. Shirt's off. Alright boys and girls, now it is injector time. So here are my FIC 1650s, and just be sure when you put your injectors, just be sure that you the correct wire harness on each one. Make sure that it's in order, you don't go out of order. Heard that is very important. Alright, my people, it took me way longer than it should have, but everything is put back together. So we got coil packs are on, everything's tightened down in the valve cover with the hardware. I'm gonna obviously check the oil on the floor. It should be good, so I'm gonna actually start it. But all the injectors are in. I'm gonna just leave that harness facing that way. I was gonna like put it behind it, but I have a center feed as far as the fuel goes, so I didn't want to have that rubbing up against it. But I feel like that's a decent enough spot. And then those ones are all on. Make sure everything is clipped in correctly and secured. But yeah, everything should be good to go. Just gonna make sure. Oh, a little pressurized. That's good. I'll just let that down. But everything should be good to go. Like I said, I am now going to, before I start the car, I'm gonna fill the transmission up with fluid underneath it, and then I'll turn it on, see if anything leaks, see if any oil is leaking. I'll see if any transmission fluid is leaking, and pretty much just go from there. So it is time to get under the car and fill up the transmission with fluid. And I actually have a tool for that, which is this. So in this end, transmission, this is out and then in, so I'll put this inside of the fluid thing with trans fluid. So yeah, now I'm going to turn the car on, see if there are any leaks, and if there's no leaks, I'll put the wheel on, put the car on the floor. But it is 1:20, so I will not be driving the car because I have to go get ready for a photo shoot. But let's see if we have any leaks. I think everything should be good to go. So now I'll turn it on. See if we got any leaks. Should just be water evaporating, because it rained a lot. I didn't have the towel on, but the main thing is if it leaks from the trans. But so far so good, I don't see anything leaking. So far so good. Let me put the car. Actually, let me turn the car off real quick. Gotta change the battery to the camera, but I'm just gonna make sure it's topped off on oil before we continue. I'll let the car run a little bit before I have to go inside to work. Alright guys, so far everything looks good. So I'm gonna actually put the car on the floor now. So I'll turn it back on, put the wheel on. far. It's good. That's just the fucking oil that I put. Let's see back there on top. I see a little bit of something right there, but that looks like water. And then right in here, I mean, it's probably gonna be hard to get the camera in there, but I'll just look by myself. And so far so good. I mean, looks good to me. Looks good to me, boys. So far, the car's pretty much fixed again. Honestly, I can't wait till I do my photo shoots so I can actually take this car outside. But yeah, seems that everything is good so far, so that's great. But this is gonna do it for today's video. So the car should be good to go. Like I said, the next step will be to take the car to the shop again, drop the transmission, and then go to Fabi to swap the casing and time cert where the starter goes, because that was already stripped. So I'm not too bummed out about what happened. It is what it is. Project car shit. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like,